10.1.2. This next unit is going to be on volume. So today we're going to be looking at the differences between two different duffel bags. Now both of these duffel bags were used using this piece of fabric, which is a 52 by 40 inch. So I need to make a duffel bag, and I'm trying to decide which pattern has the most space inside as a duffel bag. Which pattern do you think has the most space or volume, and why? So in this area right here, you're going to tell me which of these bags, either the cylindrical bag or the rectangular prism, has the most volume. So go ahead and pause this video, answer that, or when you're doing your assignment, go ahead and answer that question. So let's review on how to find the volume of a rectangular prism. So you're going to click this link and you're going to go ahead and watch me in YouTube for finding the volume of a rectangular prism. So if the square shaped bag above has a square base, so this right here is the square rectangular bag and this is a square base, we can take 52 and divide it by 4 to split it on all 4 sides. So we have this rectangular bag. And duffel bags are never perfect, so I'm not going to try and draw it perfect. But we know that this whole thing wrapped around is 52 inches. And we know it's 52 because that's what it says right here. So if this is 40 and that's 40, that means all the squares have to become 52. So now if 4 things are 52, I want to figure out how much is one thing, because if I can find the area of the square, I can find the volume of this rectangular prism. So let's undo that. So we have 52 divided by 4. Now I'm going to use my calculator, or no, I'm going to open a new tab. So I have 52 divided by 4, which gives me 13. So each side is 13. So I have 13 right here, 13 right here. It's not a very good one, but there you go. I have a 13 right here, and a 13 right here. So now that I know 13, 13, 13, 13, what is the area for this square base? Volume for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So now since you have the base, you can now multiply the height, which we know is 40, and answer the question, what is the volume of the rectangular bag? Next question you're going to ask yourself is, what is the shape of what shape is the base or face of the other duffel bag? So this one was a square face. What kind of face is this one? Pause the video, go ahead and answer that. I'm going to try and not give out the answer as I try and explain the problem. So a cylinder has 2 kinds of shapes. So this looks very similar to this. Like if I were to be looking at the bag right facing me, I would see this. So I know that 52 is all of the way around the duffel bag. So if I know 52 is all the way around the duffel bag, that's what we call circumference. Oh my goodness. So circumference is all of the way around. If you remember from last year, circumference is just a measurement of around. I don't want the measurement around for area. The area of this shape is pi r squared. So we want the area of this shape. So we have A equals pi r squared. You should remember that from last year. So now we're taking a look at this shape. So circumference is all the way around. If I were to split it right down the middle, that would be my diameter, because if you see, it kind of makes a D. So half of this shape is diameter. So diameter. And last but not least, we have the radius, which is right here. It kind of like makes an R in this shape. So the R is my radius. Okay, now we know that area has to be pi r squared. Now circumference, I can use finding the diameter or the radius. So circumference for diameter is C equals pi d. And for radius, circumference is circumference equals 2 pi r, or 2 times r times pi. So if we're given the circumference, we can find either the diameter or the radius. I would do radius because radius gives us my area. So this is the equation that you need, and in this equation you need the r. So given the circumference of 52, I have 52 equals 2 pi r. And since you need r, basically you're going to be solving for r. So you want to get the things that are closest to r away. So because everything's right next to each other, everything's multiplying, the opposite would be to divide. So divide by 2 pi. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. Now, some of you might be going, what the heck is pi? So pi is a Greek symbol for a number that goes on and on and on and on and on and on forever. The first 3 digits of pi are 3.14. So if you don't have a calculator with pi in it, you can just multiply by 3.14. So 52 divided by 2 pi will give you your radius, and that is your next answer for this part right here. So now for the area of the base, for r squared, it's not r times 2, because r times 2 is the circumference. R squared is that number times itself. So if it was 3, it'd be 3 times 3. If it was 9, it'd be 9 times 9. If it was 7, it'd be 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 times 3.14 or 9 times 9 times 3.14 would give you your area for this shape. So now, since the volume for a cylindrical figure is the base times the height, now that you have found the area of this base, you're going to multiply it by the given height, which is again the 40 inches. So now that you have the volume for the rectangular prism, or the rectangular duffel bag, and you have the volume for the cylindrical duffel bag, which means like this shaped duffel bag, you're going to tell me which one has more volume, the rectangular or the cylindrical. Then, when would this type of information be useful? Why does it matter? They're both the same size of fabric. Why does it matter which one's bigger? You're going to answer that question here. And then your last question is find the volume of the cylinder below. So we know that it's base times the height. So the volume formula looks a little bit like this. Pi, which is again 3.14, times the radius, squared times the height. So there you go. Good luck. Any questions, feel free to message me through Instagram or Monson Math, or message me through Canvas. Good luck.